Welcome to Thursday's first video. Firstly, Oregon, US, where World Athletics Championships are underway. Ethiopian athletes won 2 more medals a few hours ago. Secondly, Somalia-Ethiopia border. Last night, I reported that an armed group, Al-Shabaab, carried out a massive attack on Somalia-Ethiopia border. 2 towns on the border were captured by Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab confirmed the control of the 2 towns. What happened after that? Did this group enter Somali region of Ethiopia? Yes, it did enter Somali region of Ethiopia. We have some updates for you. Ethiopia's southern border has become extremely vulnerable to attacks from this group. Thirdly, we have a new story from Washington, DC, where Tigrayans have protested in front of Italian embassy. We have a video clip for you. And fourthly, Amhara ethnic group members, diaspora community has started a hunger strike in London. A few days ago, I reported that the hunger strike was being planned in London. Now it has started. Fifthly, we have a new story from Oromia special zone of Amhara region, where we know that in Oromia special zone and North Shore zone of Amhara region, a week ago there was fighting between government forces and local Oromos, and in that fighting several were killed on both sides. A few hours ago, Amhara Special Force and Fano militia members were seen arriving in Senbete. Senbete is in Oromia special zone of Amhara region. We have a clip for you. And lastly, US Senate a few hours ago passed a resolution. 669 is this resolution. The resolution is about use of hunger as a weapon of war, weaponization of hunger. Is this resolution is about. The resolution was passed at US Senate's Foreign Affairs Committee almost a month ago, and within a month US Senate has passed it as well. Now it means that now US government will take action against those countries, those groups which are involved in using hunger as weapon. So which countries will be the target of this resolution, because sanctions could be imposed? Firstly, World Athletics Championships underway in Oregon, US. Ethiopian athletes have gained more victories. In women 3000 meters steeple chase, Ethiopia won 2 medals a few hours ago. Varkoha Getachew won silver and Makidis Ababe clinched bronze. 2 more medals for Ethiopia. Have a look at medals table. Now Ethiopia has got 8 medals, 3 silver, 3 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze. US is at number 1, 6 gold, 5 silver and 8 bronze, 19 medals. China 4, Kenya 6 and Jamaica 4. So it seems that US is leading. It has been leading for some days, and Ethiopia is behind US at number 2. Second news story is from the Somali region of Ethiopia. Somali region, Somalia border. Last night I did a detailed video about Al-Shabaab armed groups attack on Ethiopia-Somalia border. 2 towns situated on border were seized by Al-Shabaab fighters. The towns are Yeed and Ato. The two towns are part of Bakul zone of southwest state of Somalia. But there was deployment of Somali Leo police and ENDF as well in the past in these two towns. Two towns remained under Al-Shabaab control for years. Then in 2014, Ethiopian and Somali forces launched a joint operation and they were retaken by government forces. Al-Shabaab fighters were pushed out of Yeed and Ato. And after this operation, Ethiopia deployed its regional forces, not regional forces, its counter-terrorism force, Somali Leo police and ENDF to these two towns. Ethiopian National Defense Force was later relocated from these border areas to Tigray when war broke out in Tigray in November 2020. So, Al-Shabaab carried out this attack, which seems was a response to the killing of an Al-Shabaab commander. Around 5 days ago, Ethiopian government announced the killing of an Al-Shabaab commander in Afdir zone of Somali region. Muhammad Usman was the name of the commander. He was killed. He was running recruitment camps in Afdir zone of Somali region. He was killed, and 4 days after his killing, Al-Shabaab launched this operation, launched this attack on Somalia-Ethiopia border. Two towns taken, and Al-Shabaab has claimed the responsibility for this attack. Abdul Aziz Abu Masab, who is an Al-Shabaab spokesperson, he has confirmed in a statement that Yeed and Ato are under the control of this armed group. But after the control of these two towns, reportedly Al-Shabaab fighters entered Ethiopia. What we have confirmed, though not announced by any government so far, any government official, but what we have learned through some locals on the ground is that last night Al-Shabaab fighters entered Somali region of Ethiopia from Yeed and Ato. There is 80-kilometer distance between Yeed and Ato. Both taken, then Al-Shabaab entered Somali region of Ethiopia. And Al-Shabaab fighters went deep into Somali region. They managed to reach Afkade and Unka. Afkade and Unka are in Afdir zone of Somali region and deep into Somali region. You can say these places are more than 100 kilometers away from Somali region, Somalia border. So Al-Shabaab fighters managed to reach these places close to border in God as well. Reportedly there was fighting between Al-Shabaab fighters and Somali Leo police. So Ethiopian southern border has become seriously vulnerable. Al-Shabaab was kept away from these border areas for years. But after the start of Tigray conflict, Ethiopia is becoming weak internally because ENDF was removed. It was redeployed from these border areas to Tigray, to Amhara. And then this Al-Shabaab commander was killed 5 days ago in this operation by Al-Shabaab. So Al-Shabaab's entry in Ethiopia has been confirmed. No statement from Ethiopian government so far. And large number of casualties is also being reported on the side of Somali Leo police. Again, no statement. Somali region government, Ethiopian federal government must clarify what is happening on Somali region, Somalia border. How is that Al-Shabaab fighters were able to enter Somali region of Ethiopia? Meanwhile, Prime Minister of Somalia, Hamza Abdi Bare, passed orders to Somalia security forces to respond to what happened in Yeed and Ato. So a counter operation could be launched, but Al-Shabaab has claimed the control of Yeed and Ato, and we have not seen a statement from Somali Somali government or Somalia's government that Yeed and Ato are back under government control. So that is why it seems that Yeed and Ato are both under Al-Shabaab control. Al-Shabaab has entered Ethiopia too. Secondly, some viewers, some analysts saying it's a false flag operation. Ethiopia is staging this operation to facilitate deployment of its troops on Somalia soil. Well, it's difficult to agree with this theory, with this claim. Why? Because Al-Shabaab has claimed the responsibility for this attack. Is Ethiopia in alliance with Al-Shabaab? No. Al-Shabaab is a joint threat to Ethiopia, Somalia, Kenya. Ethiopian forces were already deployed to Somali territories. As I said earlier, that Ethiopian forces, Somali Leo police, have been deployed for years to Yeed and Ato. So it's not something new. So I don't think it's a false flag operation. Thirdly, we have a new story for you from Washington DC, where Tigrayan diaspora community a few hours ago protested in front of Italian embassy in Washington DC. Dozens of Tigrayan protesters chanted slogans. Why are Tigrayans protesting in front of Italian embassy? Because Italian foreign minister visited Ethiopia last month, and Italy announced $22 million loan, not dollar, euro loan for Ethiopian government. Ethiopia-Italy economic relations are getting stronger, and Italy is one of the top 5 trading partners of Ethiopia. So that is why Tigrayans are protesting against those institutions, those countries which are giving loans and grants to Ethiopian government. A protest was held a few hours ago. Watch this clip showing the protest.
We demand justice! We demand justice! Italia is supporting the Tigray genocide! We demand justice! Italia is financing the Tigray genocide! We demand justice! 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 Italia hands up Tigray!
We demand justice.
Italia hands up Tigray!
We demand justice.
Italia stop financing Ethiopia!
We demand justice.
Italia stop financing Ethiopia! We demand justice! Financing Ethiopia's act of genocide! We demand justice! Financing Ethiopia is an act of genocide!
Fourthly, Amhara diaspora community has started a hunger strike in London a few days ago. I reported in a video that Amhara ethnic group members are planning a hunger strike in London. The purpose is to highlight Amhara killings, alleged genocide of ethnic Amhara group in Ethiopia. In recent weeks, in 2 ethnic massacres, hundreds of Amharas have been killed in Wellaga zone of Oromia, in West Wellaga, in Kellam Wellaga. In 2 attacks, hundreds of civilians were killed, and Amhara diaspora organizations are highlighting this issue on international level. In the US, they are approaching US lawmakers and they want US Congress to condemn the killings of ethnic Amharas in Ethiopia. And apart from US, we have seen demonstrations in Germany, UK, France as well. So in London, Amhara ethnic group members have gone on hunger strike. You can see the pictures on your screen showing a few protesters who have gone on hunger strike in London. It means that there is not a large gathering of people who have gone on hunger strike in London, just four or five people can be seen, women can be seen, who have gone on hunger strike against alleged Amhara genocide happening in Ethiopia. Fifthly, we have a new story from Oromia Special Zone of Amhara region. We know that more than a week ago, there were clashes between local Oromos and Amhara forces in North Shore Zone and Oromia Special Zone of Amhara region. And reportedly, dozens were killed on both sides. Fano, in a statement, confirmed that large number of Amhara Special Force members had been killed in the fighting in North Shore and Oromia Special Zone of Amhara region. Now, government has deployed more special forces and Fano militia members to Senbete. We have a clip for you showing the arrival of Fano militia members and Amhara Special Force officials who arrived in Senbete a few hours ago. Senbete is in Oromia Special Zone of Amhara region. Watch this clip showing the arrival of these forces and militias in Senbete. Lastly, viewers, US Senate has passed a resolution condemning use of hunger as a weapon of war. Sanctions could be imposed. Resolution number 669 has been passed at US Senate, a bipartisan resolution. Both Democrats and Republicans backed this resolution. It was introduced in May resolution at US Senate's Committee on Foreign Relations. Then in June, US Senate Committee on Foreign Relations passed it, and it was submitted to US Senate, which has passed it as well. The resolution condemns weaponization of hunger, and it is asking US government to impose sanctions under Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act against those countries, those individuals, those groups which are involved in use of hunger as a weapon of war, which are involved in blocking humanitarian aid, which are involved in destroying food production facilities, etc. The question is, where is weaponization of hunger being committed? When the resolution was passed at US Senate's Committee on Foreign Relations, Ethiopia was mentioned, Russia as well, especially Russia, that Russia was involved in putting a blockade on Ukrainian ports, and that is why Ukraine was unable to export its grains to the countries which are in need of these supplies. Food prices have gone up after the start of Russia-Ukraine war because some experts say that Russia is not allowing Ukraine to export wheat and other grains to the countries which need it. So question is, sanctions will be imposed. Which countries will be targeted? Will Ethiopia be put under sanctions? Of course, Russia will be sanctioned under this resolution 669. What about Yemen, Syria, especially Ethiopia? Will US government impose sanctions on Ethiopia? That remains to be seen. Interestingly, HR 6600, SR 3199, two resolutions are pending at US Senate and House for months. And the two resolutions are about human rights abuses, blockage of humanitarian assistance in Tigray, But the two resolutions were kept pending because Ethiopian government announced humanitarian truce in March, and aid started flowing into Tigray. So that is why resolutions are pending. But this resolution 669 has been passed within just 2 months. Now it is going to be a law because US president will not go against the resolution. So we could see sanctions on Russia. Question is, will Ethiopia be put under sanctions under 669 resolution or not? That remains to be seen. Think for watching.